Hello everybody, welcome back to World of Warship Blitz for the second in the series of knife fighting with the British cruisers. And I said that there were going to be 3 videos, but I suspect there may be more because I already found a topic that I missed in the initial setup when I was recording the first video. And that is, I need to talk a little bit about the ships and how you get them out. So just to, as I alluded to at the end of the last video, the primary knife fighting tiers are tiers 5, 6, 7 and 8. So basically the Neptune I have, and I've never really initiated a knife fight in it. The game changes quite a lot at that level. The torpedoes become much more numerous, the ships become much less manoeuvrable, and the big guns at the far end of the field become much more wallopy. So well, obviously this is an easy knife. This isn't knife fighting. This is basically turkey shooting. But anyway, what's going on in the video at the moment? Anyway, so kitting out. So let's take the Leander or the Fiji because they essentially get kitted out pretty much the same. So what I do is in the elite bonus, what I take is the turret rotation. Now there is the alternative, which I can't look up because this video is playing as I'm speaking, but the reason I take the turret rotation and I take the first equipment slot being the turret rotation is because you want your turrets to be able to turn. Now you'll see in this game that my turrets can turn reasonably quickly opposite my direction of travel. So if I'm turning to the left, my turrets can still traverse to the right. Now that's pretty unusual, but that's basically because it's all about guns on targets, if that makes sense. So I'm just focused on how to get the gun and keep the guns on the target as much as possible. And in the sort of short to medium ranges that you end up taking on these destroyers in, that ability to keep your guns tracked is actually really important. So I don't increase the reload because, well, it hardly works out as being particularly meaningful. And besides which, you get hit often enough that if you lose a turret, if you're in a knife fight with a missing turret, that's way worse than any sort of benefit you can get from the sort of the slightly more rapid reload. That Akatsuki really is just asking to be walloped, isn't he? No, he's going to go forward. Good on him. Right. So the second equipment slot, I take the Traverse. So some people suggest that you take the acceleration, but I take the Traverse. And the reason I take Traverse in the second slot is because in the third slot, I take the Concealment. Now for me, the Concealment is actually really essential because with these destroyers, especially at the start of the game, and let's say an open game like Encounter or the Shoal or even Southern Archipelago, where you have a lot of open ocean, you want to make sure that the time between being spotted and spotting is as short as possible so that they don't have time to set themselves up. So if you're heading towards each other, they've only got a couple of seconds to react before they're spotted and you can start to deal with it. So I definitely take the Concealment. The other thing that I have done, now I have learned how to knife fight without doing this, but I recommend that you give it a shot, is that you you get the historical camos. Now I get them for the Concealment, but they actually help with traverse and gun range and all sorts of cool stuff. And you can see there that the turret was, I was turning away and the turret was quite happily turning opposite my direction of travel. And that is important because basically otherwise I would have had to have maintained a turn, either driven into danger or moved into the path of his torpedoes. But as it was, I could turn, make myself a difficult target and get my guns back on and take the kill. So getting back to the equipment slot, so your turret traverse is your elite skill, your turret traverse is your first equipment slot, your second equipment slot is the traverse, which is the steering, and the third equipment slot is Concealment. And every time I go out, I auto-load the following equipment. I take the enriched door or the improved door for the Concealment reduction, the rations for reload, and the refined diesel or whatever it is for speed. So that's the equipment loadout for your knife fighter. It's a little bit different with the Emerald because basically you just take 2 turning slots because you don't have the Concealment. Anyway, I hope that gets you kitted out. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.